everyone, and welcome to a special edition of the Blurty Couple podcast. You are here with your hostess, Hope, and your host,
AJ.
And we are the Blurty Couple.
How you doing?
You know, life has been a struggle. Life has been a struggle.
Yeah, it's been crazy on both our ends. Like, we just mad tired, and the house is still not unpacked. And, we just kind of going through it.
So rewinding a little bit, so obviously we moved over the winter break. We were supposed to be taking a week off, and it turned into, at the point that this comes out, it'll probably be 4 weeks.
Yeah, basically.
It'll be a whole month that we ended up taking off, and life just happened. Life just happened, and so we moved to Virginia, and because that move was so exhausting, and we really wanted to try to unpack everything before we got back into podcasting and everything, and it just didn't happen. And then our mixer is mysteriously missing.
Yes, we don't know where our mixer is, so right now we're recording this through OBS, through the magic of the technology that's around us. And if you're watching on YouTube, you got some gameplay in front of you. And if you're listening to the podcast, you can go to YouTube if you want, but we still got you here. We're taking care of you also.
Yeah, so we do apologize for the delay. We apologize for just the change in format and everything. Maybe y'all will enjoy this better though. I don't know.
Yeah, because I love games, so I don't mind showing off some of the stuff I did. And you might be watching some Cyberpunk, which they get some heat right now, but that's cool or whatever. So so our mixer is somewhere. We don't know where. Hopefully it's back in Pennsylvania, because if it's not there, then we lost it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a new mixer, and I don't know how we would have lost it, but what else?
It's peak out here, if you understand. So basically, in the move, I'm starting to look at minimalist documentaries, because I don't want to have all this stuff. I'm looking around, and all this stuff was packing in boxes, and it's just stuff we could just throw away. There's no point in having a lot of this stuff. And that's what I realized during the move. So if this could be our leading with love segment, lead with love and get rid of the stuff that surrounds you. I'm starting to get rid of stuff. I'm tired of carrying all this stuff around, and we probably gonna move in another year. I don't feel like packing this stuff up again. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's how I feel.
I mean, I personally feel the same. I do feel like we have a lot of stuff that we don't need and that could really get thrown away. And honestly, my general mindset, I just be trying to throw everything away anyway. I just be like, toss it. But then I feel wasteful. And then this year I said that my only New Year's resolution was to be less wasteful because of how much stuff that I threw away.
Yeah.
When we were moving, I threw away so much stuff that I was like, dang, I felt super wasteful. So I said that my New Year's resolution was to not be as wasteful as I tend to be. And I don't think I've been sticking to that.
Yeah, well, if we get rid of it now, we ain't got to worry about it later.
That's true.
You're right.
That's true.
I'm true.
Okay.
I'm true.
Well, anyways,
yes.
And additionally for leading with love this week, I just wanted to give a shout out to AJ, because AJ has really came through in the clutch, with this move. You just been doing a lot, you've been doing a lot of stuff for me with the move and packing and everything like that, and overseeing a lot of stuff that I haven't been available or able to do. And so, I appreciate you. Out here, sir.
Girl, you better heap it on me. I appreciate it. Nah, yeah, it's been crazy. I got to the point where I was so meticulous about just getting stuff in so we could just get back to normal. That's all that I've been focusing on. I started helping the mover dudes out. I started taking stuff off the truck. But then once they started moving stuff up the stairs, I just kind of stepped off. I went to the kitchen, sat down somewhere. That's what I did.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the movers because that's going to make me upset. So it's not.
Okay, cool. Well, we gonna step right on by that. Yeah. So it's been hellfire and brimstone since we moved to Virginia. It seems like we got closer to the lunatics that's been happening. And it's just been hell going on since we last left y'all. So
Hmm.
let's run through it. Okay, so first there was the explosion in Nashville on Christmas Day, which we don't hear about much because a white person did it.
As always.
And come to find out, it was like a 5G conspiracy. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I'm hearing. Like some of the articles that I read.
So that's why I keep saying that like it's really dangerous to be spreading misinformation like that. Like it's super dangerous because like people go to extreme measures for stuff like that. So so I don't know if that's really why the suicide bomber, did what he did, but I mean in a fictional example, I was watching 911 and there was this like part of the episode where like a telephone pole worker had gotten shot in the leg with an arrow, with a crossbow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he got shot and it hit his femoral artery, so he was like bleeding out.
Mm.
So he like went unconscious, hanging at the top of the telephone pole, and so the firefighters had to go up there, and the paramedics had to get him, whatever, and like they get up there, and somebody is like continuously like shooting the crossbow at them. So come to find out, the person is shooting at them because they had heard of conspiracy theories about the 5G towers, and they were trying to stop the people from putting up the freaking 5G towers or something like that.
Oh my god. Yeah,
And
you gotta be
so,
careful. Like some people don't really have good sense. So like
yeah,
even if you like, oh, I'm trying to open the avenues for conversation. It's like
yeah, I'm just trying to keep an open mind. It's just like, well, okay, that can actually cause real damage if you don't actually like be careful of what you're sharing.
yeah, or like it's crazy. Well, I'm not gonna say it's people that have mental issues. Let's just put it like that, and they can't. Some people can't discern whether something's a joke. So you
Yeah,
also have to be careful about what you kind of put out there. And then like with social media, like it's hard to even police that. Like so, yeah, man, just be careful these open conversations that y'all have because some people actually like take that to heart. And before you know it, it'll be pipe bombs at the DNC and RNC and showing up at CNN and all
yes,
that stuff.
yes,
Because some people can't like discern what's real and what's fake.
yeah.
So speaking of,
Speaking of,
um, it was the little joint. Our government almost got overthrown.
not the little joint.
The little giant down there in DC, the government almost got overthrown, and they was hunting down politicians trying to take them out. That's what it looked like. So, yeah, could you care to elaborate on that, Hope?
I mean, there's so much I could say about this, but I'm gonna just really keep it really short. Like, we were all watching this go down. Like, they were filming it live on the news. We saw these white people hanging from banisters, like jumping through windows and whatever not. And we all just know good and well that that would not have happened if they were black or brown. Like, we just know, like, that's white privilege at its finest, white privilege at work. And it's literally just the way this country works. It's a perfect metaphor, a perfect symbol, a perfect example of how this country works, exactly how this country works. White people can do the absolute worst and be treated and coddled with, kid gloves and everything else. So I just, all them people that got put on the no-fly list after that and all this other stuff, I just don't see anything really that fits what they did actually happening to them because, that's how the system works. You get people that Black Lives Matter protesters that get put in jail for 7 years for setting a trash can on fire. And
They
Then you
can
get
just they can just waltz in and break windows and
yes,
get to
and then
this.
when they do get arrested, they get organic snacks and all this other mess. I just, I'm just really sick and tired of seeing the stark contrast in how black and brown people are treated in this country versus how white people are treated in this country. And if nothing else, this is very like mentally scarring. Like just because like we all know what it is. Like, we know good and well what it is, but like to continuously have to see it like on display, like say, hey y'all, just in case y'all forgot, this is where y'all stand. I mean, we're traumatized. We are traumatized. So, that's all I really have to say about that. I did not like how Joe Biden and Kamala both came out and said, like, if this were Black Lives Matter protesters, we all know that, it would not have gone down the same. Meanwhile, they trying to put more money to fund police when they literally just admitted that police be brutalizing black and brown people. So, what do you actually care about? That's all I got to say.
Okay. Um, yeah, so moving on, in the aftermath, had to go to the Facebook and people saying both sides this, both sides that. I won't get a whole riled up, but I just some of those conversations just don't, like, they're lacking in logic, and it's a lot missing. It's a lot of context missing. If you try to say, well, both sides did this, well, one side was just doing things, non-violently, and then the other one was looking to kidnap senators and House of Representatives. So, yeah, allegedly. And then also some people were saying, see what happens when you defund the police. And we all know that the Capitol Police has been really brutal to a lot of people that usually protest at the Capitol building, or people who just so happen to drive down the wrong street. So I just think that argument is still, it
It's
has a
still
bad
flawed.
it's flawed, and it's in bad faith, because you
Yes.
don't necessarily want to like argue the points. You just want to say what you say, and then you just want to win the argument because it doesn't even engage what we're saying in the first place. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's just a lot going on, and if we could keep this light, just keep it moving. I feel like we already spent too much on politics. Like, we should just move on to things that we actually like. Because we didn't tell y'all, but we recorded a podcast already.
Yeah.
We spent like maybe 2 hours and some change on that podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you what we spent. We got to recharge our batteries, because we done went through this, and we done talked it up and down, and I just feel like
Yeah.
we done said all we had to say. It'll be forever lost in the ether.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, we talked about how we're tired and like, just those things happening just make it worse. So
Mm-hmm.
we're sorry if we don't seem as high energy as usual, but we really wanted to get y'all something, and unfortunately, what we recorded the last time did not work. So, yeah.
But we still gonna talk about how some people went out and saw Bow Wow
Oh my god.
doing a pepperoni.
Not doing a pepperoni.
During the pepperoni, people went out there to see Bow Wow.
During the pepperoni.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This ain't a knock on Bow Wow. Like, okay, I don't know. People be ganging up on Bow Wow, like, for no reason. At least to me, this is my opinion. I just feel like we should just leave Bow Wow alone.
Well,
But in this case, in this context, I think people should roast Bow Wow, because, like, what are you
yes.
doing?
Yes.
Like,
Now,
okay,
Bow Wow was not the only person that did it. He wasn't the only person. He's not the only person that has been throwing concerts and stuff and club events and stuff like that.
yeah,
But it's
I
just
know.
like all the celebrities that are doing that should be held accountable. Like I know y'all gotta make y'all money, but like again, like this whole pandemic, the reason that we're still in this penny is because people are being selfish. The government is selfish. The people that run our government are selfish. And the people that refuse to like, wear masks are selfish. The people that refuse to social distance are selfish. And in order for us to get out of this, we got to stop being selfish. We have to be like, think about other people. Like, just because you are not immunocompromised, just because you feel like, if you get the virus, you're going to be okay. Like, everybody does not have the same experience. And just to put into perspective, like, there's just like a lot of stuff that people like generally just can't do that you wouldn't think about and it's only because the pandemic is still going on. So like, for example, we in this huge COVID quarantine baby boom right now. And like, I know I've seen like a lot of men saying, well, not just men, but like people who have a pregnant partner, saying that they are just really frustrated because they can't go to their partner's like doctor's appointments. Like that's a huge milestone to be able to see like a baby on an ultrasound and all that stuff, and they're not able to experience that with their partner. And it's
Yeah,
because
somebody I work with actually, their wife is pregnant and they can't go to the appointments, so they
yeah,
just kind of missed out.
yeah. So it's just like the freaking like that's not the only thing that I've seen people talk about having to deal with, but that's one of the like more common stories I've seen. And it's just like, people are going to freaking clubs to see Bow Wow maskless. People are going to like skating rinks maskless. And it's just like, come on, y'all. Like, we all want to be out of this pandemic. We all want this to be over with. But if we don't all continue to do our part to stop the spread, we ain't never going to get out of this. And people are going to have to go through these major life events alone.
Yeah,
And that's depressing.
people in the hospitals like dying to this alone,
Yes.
not being able to see their family. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's push forward. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So we are in the video games section. Um, yeah. So since you may be seeing Cyberpunk gameplay, but since we did the move, like I've moved away from it because like you step away from something, and once you away from it long enough, like you kind of just just like move on. Not move on, but it take you some time to like jump back into it, and that's how I feel about Cyberpunk. And also, they going through it right now. Just to be completely honest, they really going through it right now because people want their money because their joint is like out of whack for the consoles. So what y'all probably seeing is some gameplay I picked up from my PC, and I don't have like the highest of the highest line of or build of PCs or the highest of the GPUs, but mine is pretty decent and it can handle it. And like a lot of people were anticipating this game, and for it just to come out messed up, um, that's just sad. And now it's going to the courts because they promised so much, but they delivered so little. But that doesn't mean that I don't like it. I like it. I enjoy my time with it. And but that's just something that they got to answer to. So yeah, and also like some news came out today, and if you're hearing this, we recording this the night of the 22nd. So Xbox is actually increasing the price of Xbox Live Gold, I think. So for the longest, it's been $60 for an entire year, and then of course, if you get more years, then they take a little bit off. Um, but Hope, can you guess what they moved the price up to?
What? $100?
You gotta guess.
I said $100.
Guess how much for a year?
It's not $100.
It's more than that.
200.
$120 for a year.
Oh, I was gonna guess that too. I should have did that.
Yeah, so you jumped from 100 to 200. Who does that?
Me.
Clearly. Yeah, so basically they moving their price to $60 for 6 months. So basically $10 a month for Xbox Live Gold. And I don't know, hell, I don't even know if I got it right because it's fresh, but I don't know what they trying to do here, cuz I mean, I got Xbox Game Pass because, well, I'm Game Pass Ultimate, and I got it because I got like a discount first. Like I got like a free code on the stream, and then I got it the first month for free. And then I was just like, all right, I guess I'll keep it around just in case I want to play something. But to be honest, like it ain't much up there that I really want to play. It's just like a couple games. And if I really want a game, then I'm gonna go out and buy it instead of playing a game that gets shuffled into this subscription service where I don't know how much they paying the developers, but I don't know. I'm not trying to get into the gritty details, but to actually increase they price up that high, that's crazy. And then it's already backlash online. Like people talking about, hey, I'm taking my shit back. I'm taking my Xbox Series X back because I don't want to pay that much, and I don't really care about Game Pass. So there's no incentive to actually have an Xbox. Like they just doubling down. So basically, to take advantage of this gen of consoles or the next few years that these next gen of consoles are out, the only thing you really need is a PlayStation 5 and a PC. Because they basically running up the price for the Xbox. Because you gotta have Xbox Live to play free to play games. To play Fortnite, you gotta have a subscription. So it's like it's no incentive to, like, you paying out the nose just to be online. That's crazy.
What you gonna do?
I think I'm gonna cancel my Game Pass. And of course, it's not clear if people that are already paying for Xbox Live, will they be able
Be
to
grandfathered?
Yeah, the people that are grandfathered in, will they have to pay the new prices? Because I have mine to where it's auto pay. So each year around the same time, they just take out what they need to take out. But if that price go up, then I don't know if I want to. I'm gonna have to go into my subscriptions and take something out because
I have to go into my settings.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go into my settings. That's crazy though. Like, I don't know, man. That's a bad decision, and it's just a fallout for having a game service like Game Pass. Like, because basically what you have is a bunch of games for free. So you pay the developers just to have that on your system in this subscription service. But if it costs as much just to be online, like what's the point? Like they might as well buy the game themselves.
So like everything.
What you about to say?
I feel like everybody is taxing at this point though, like because like okay, so you got the Game Pass, not the Game Pass, but you got the cost of basically being online, like online gaming. The cost is increasing every time we turn around. Netflix is bringing their prices up. Hulu is increasing. Well, I don't think Hulu is increasing, but that's another charge you got to pay for. Well, and then every time you turn around, there's another charge. You got a streaming service charge. So like, it's just getting really expensive.
Well, with Hulu, like you still got to look at commercials. So yeah, that's the last company that should be raising their prices.
Well, they have another option, the commercialless option.
Oh, I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah, they have an ad-free option.
Why you don't ever get that one?
Because I'm getting my Hulu for free.
Okay. Um,
So I'm not gonna ask for anything extra.
but yeah, well, maybe I got the whole Xbox situation wrong. Maybe it's just for new people. Then what does that mean for people that just decided to get this system and then they waited in line by this system and then you jacking the price up on them? I don't know. I think it's a smart way, a business way, a very smart business approach to it. You get people into this system, you tell them they had the showcase a few months ago where, oh, this is going to be on it. Oh, this is going to be on it. So, like, people are all giddy for all the stuff that's going to be in the Game Pass. And then, right at the turn of the year, as more Xboxes are about to get shipped out, then you up the price. So it's like instead of focusing on what's going to be on the system later on down the line, now we're focusing on the price hike that y'all just put in. And I don't know how the whole ecosystem works, so I could be wrong. So, but I don't care. I might cancel my Game Pass because I don't really be playing none of the games that's on there. If I'm being honest, it's maybe like 4 games on there that I would play, that I want to play. And the rest of them is basic stuff.
I didn't cancel that hoe.
I think I might.
Cancel that hoe.
All right. So yeah, but in the meantime, since I move, what have you been playing, Hope?
I've been playing nothing. I've been playing iMessage games.
Oh yeah.
If that counts.
Oh yeah. I made the switch over to iPhone.
Without me.
Yes. So now I have an iPhone 12 Pro. So, and this is a person I had, since 2009. I've had a Galaxy S Captivate. That was my first Galaxy phone, and I've had a Galaxy since then. Of course, there was a dip in there where I had to get something a little less Galaxy. But if I could get a top of the line phone, I always stuck with Samsung phones. This is my first Apple device.
Yeah, so I have my Galaxy. Because I have my iPad, so I'm still able to like play like iMessage games and stuff with people. So that's what I've been doing it on. I am probably going to get an iPhone as well, just because I don't like AJ abandoning me like that.
Oh.
So we'll switch back together. We'll switch back to Samsung when Apple inevitably disappoints us. We'll switch back together.
Well, no, I'm already disappointed. So.
The main issue I have with Apple is that they just be taxing. Like, they be taxing like crazy. And it's just like, for why? But for why?
Yeah. Because right now, the phone that I have, it came with a cord. So no charging brick. So just a cord. That's it. Nothing else. And then you can't just use any old brick because it's not a USB, a regular
it's USB-C.
It's a USB-C. So the USB-C brick, you have to use that for that. And then it's not, like, everything is moving towards the USB-C charging port. But the phone is still with I guess it's called Lightning or something.
Yeah, I hate that because my iPad has USB-C, my Mac has USB-C, and I don't understand why the iPhone doesn't have USB-C because my Galaxy has USB-C, so I can use the same charger for literally everything. Like, all of my devices, I can use the same charger for. And so once I switch to the iPhone, I'm not gonna be able to do that no more, and it's a hoe. You can use my brick though. You can use my Mac brick. That'll charge your phone real fast. I've been using it to charge my phone.
Yeah, the regular brick charges my phone pretty fast. And then I got like a MagSafe case where I can do like wireless charge. I don't know. I'll figure out the ecosystem soon. But just going out to say, like, for somebody that's been in, a bunch of threads arguing iPhone versus Android, Um, there isn't a big difference. I will say, like first turning on the iPhone, it's it's invasive. I feel like the little tutorials that they have, like they popping up everywhere, and I'm just like, all right, bro, I knew how to slide the daggone widget to the right. I know how that works. Yeah. So
That reminds me of when I be on Viz and I accidentally scroll the wrong way. And I don't like I don't be trying to like scroll the page. Like I just accidentally
yeah,
do that. They be like they put the whole thing up there. You
yeah.
can't scroll. I'm like, bro, I don't need you to show me that. I know.
This is how you read manga.
Yeah,
I'm
man, I
just
hate
like,
that.
back up, bro, back up. I know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Yeah. I will say the UI is not very intuitive for a person that's been on Android forever. I just feel like there should be a back button. Just give me a back button. That's the only thing that I
Oh
need.
yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, it's just like what okay, depending on what app you in, you don't know which way is back. So
Yeah.
like sometimes it's in top left, sometimes it's showing up in bottom right, and I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bottom. I think it's bottom left. I don't know.
I also think that just like Galaxy, this might be a proprietary thing though. Because like Galaxy has their fingerprint like in the screen. I feel like iPhone could easily do that.
Yeah, they'll steal it a couple years down the line. I got an iPhone and I'm shitting on it. But they'll steal it a couple years down the line. But the cool thing about the Galaxy one is it doesn't just take a picture of your finger like it does it. What is it?
Yeah, it's
Sonically.
sound waves. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they use sonic waves to get a picture of your finger. So, say you were in some water and your finger all wrinkly, it'll still work because you just
Yeah.
push your finger up against the glass. Yeah, so,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah, that is so dope. It's dope. But yeah, I guess I'll little by little, week after week, if we record next week, um, I'll give y'all my little review of the iPhone and tell y'all how I feel about it. So, yeah. So yeah, you wasn't playing any games. So I've been playing Rocket League. I hopped in that because a couple of my friends downloaded the game, and we just been playing random games or whatever. So I've been playing Rocket League, and I'm getting back into it, almost to the point where I'm obsessive about it. I'll try to
I'm obsessive. All right.
I try to reel it in over the next couple of weeks. And then I also been playing GTA 3. So it's one of my favorite games of all time. And I just felt like I needed to platinum this, since it's on my PlayStation. I got to platinum it. And then after I beat that, then I'm going to go to Vice City. And then after I platinum that, I might go to San Andreas. But yeah, I'm playing GTA 3 right now. I just know that game like the back of my hand. Like it's crazy I haven't platinum that yet. And then I played Valhalla, but my game save got corrupted and they lost like maybe like 3-4 hours of gameplay because
Dang, bro.
my game save got corrupted. So I don't want to play that again. So I'm just leave it alone for now. So I might not play that joint for another few months because that kind of pissed me off. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at with games. Only you hope.
All right. So moving on to anime and manga. Um so for this week, anime and manga, first thing we're gonna talk about is My Hero Academia. So this is a spoiler alert for My Hero Academia chapter 297. I'm gonna keep this short. Basically, All for One escaped, which, I think is some BS. It's really just not looking good for the heroes. Like every chapter has just been getting better. Like every chapter, like the villains just one up the heroes. Like
Yeah.
I think so. It's been a few weeks since we've talked about the manga. And to be fair, the manga went on like a 2-week break, but in like the last chapter, I believe before this one, I think they kind of started showing like all the heroes who died. And Midnight died. Midnight died. And that's it.
Wait,
That's it.
I still don't know people's names.
Okay, so Midnight, she was the woman that used to be helping the
She was a teacher?
yeah, I guess she was a teacher. She used to always be involved and like she would yeah, like whenever they would do like anything with the class, she was usually there.
Internships and stuff.
Yeah, and I believe she died.
Oh, okay. That's sad.
Yeah. So yeah, so Arthur one escaped. He escaped Tartarus, which is supposed to be like this impenetrable prison, and with him escaping, a bunch of other villains have escaped as well.
So it's
So, like,
supposed to be the Azkaban of My Hero Academia.
basically, but Tartarus is also a common name. I think it has like a Latin root and something. But
Plaque. It's plaque to you.
But yeah, a lot of the villains that we've seen in the past have now escaped as well. And so yeah, it's just really not looking good for the heroes. And
Stain.
yeah, Stain is out. The muscle dude that Deku had fought back in like the first season, I believe, he's out.
They fought in that quarry.
Yes. Right. Yes. Everybody is out. So I'm not happy about this turn of events. Shigaraki, I believe, is not happy either. Because All For One is really just taking over his body. Like it's kind of like a Sasuke and Orochimaru type thing. But Sasuke, like, he knew that Orochimaru wanted to take over his body, and he was just kind of like using him for power. I just thought about that video, and it was just like like his style trash. Trash. Yeah. The way he sucked off Orochimaru for clout, trash. All right. But yeah, so to me it seems that Shigaraki, he wasn't aware that All For One wanted to steal his body.
It's like, well, yeah, I think we talked about this on the Forgotten episode, but yeah. Clearly Sasuke was much smarter than Shigaraki, and that's because Shigaraki was nothing but a child when All For One like showed up. So of course he was naive in thinking that All For One wanted the best for him, because this guy like killed everybody he knew.
Which I still am not convinced that All For One was not behind. I still think that All For One had something to do with it somehow.
Yeah, he gave him that quirk that ended his family's life.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that he did it. So, standing by for more backstory on that. But yeah, I'm not happy about what's going on in My Hero right now.
Yeah.
So moving on to Black Clover. So this is a spoiler alert for Black Clover. Let me figure out what chapter we're on, because you know how I always do.
So basically, Jack the Ripper. You alright?
Yeah, okay. So this is a spoiler alert.
So basically,
Black Clover, chapter 278. Okay, spoiler alert for chapter 278.
So basically, Jack the Ripper, he went to Hogwarts when he was little.
Oh my gosh! So we get some backstory on Jack the Ripper, who was the captain of the praying mantises, and it seems that he is either about to die or he's about to become he about to level up. He did level up. He did level up. So they finally gave us some backstory on like basically like, you know, where he came from and how he got to where he is now. And he did end up leveling up. He is currently fighting Dante. And so Dante is the member of the Dark Triad that Asta and Yami fought, and they basically almost killed him. Like he had a hole in his body, and then the other member of the Dark Triad came and saved him, and he got healed, and basically his body got like refortified or whatever. So it's gonna be harder to kill him now.
Cool.
That's basically all I got to say about that.
That's funny. We've been watching Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes, we started watching Jujutsu Kaisen on Crunchyroll, and we're really enjoying that show. But again, it's another Shonen Jump manga or anime, and with the Shonen animes, like they're usually like to have the same premise. Like the main character, he wins everybody over with his charisma and his need to save everybody and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and he
nobody
has
can
some
be
type of
left
like
behind.
and he has some type of like demon within. So in Jujutsu Kaisen, like they fight curses and like they're using like curse energy and stuff like that. And so within him he has a curse. And
Sukuna.
So the premise there, and that's if you compare it to the other shonen animes that we watch, so like Black Clover, obviously Asta has a demon within him. You got Naruto, he had the 9 tails. What else? It's 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 it's
It's what?
7 Deadly Sins shonen.
Huh?
7 Deadly Sins shonen.
Nah, they can't be. They Shonen wouldn't have let that badass animation come out last.
Oh God.
Shonen wouldn't have let that happen.
I think you got a good point there.
Yeah.
You got a good point. Let me see.
Yeah, so 7 Deadly Sins is completely different.
So it's not shonen, you sure?
Yeah, it can't be shonen. Shonen wouldn't let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
What, you want me to look it up?
I'm looking it up now. I don't think it's shonen. It don't look like it is. I can't tell what it is though.
It's not.
Anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on with the Jujutsu Kaisen. So I would recommend y'all watch it. New episodes come out every Friday on Crunchyroll, so y'all should check it out. And then the last thing I want to talk about is Boruto.
Oh no.
So this is a spoiler alert for Boruto chapter 54. 54.
Chapter 3, because they come out monthly.
54. Y'all, Naruto is dead. Okay. Naruto is dead.
Yeah. And then that dude, like you kind of knew, like we knew at the beginning, and then that dude gonna take over, what's the name, body.
Well, okay, so he already did. Okay, so
yeah.
In this past chapter, so we saw that the Otsutsuki, like not Otsutsuki, he had taken over Boruto's body, and so Boruto like stabbed Sasuke's Rinnegan, so he couldn't use the space-time jutsu. And so like Sasuke and Kawaki were trying to fight Boruto, and Sasuke was like, I'm willing to kill him because he's my student. And like going in there, like they had made a pact, like if that joint took over Boruto's body, he was like, you have to kill me, you know. And then he said, that's what I'm willing to do as your teacher. So he was trying to kill Boruto, but that dude was just too strong, man. The dude was just too strong. And so, but of course, Sasuke, like we were just talking about earlier, Sasuke is really smart. Like Sasuke thinks about strategy. He pays attention to like the way people are fighting, so he can like figure out like what their weaknesses are. So of course he paid attention to when they were fighting, and he was able to figure out like how they could beat him. And so they did what they had to do. And Boruto was able to wake back up and fight off the jump, so he's back to himself. So after that whole fight, they looking at Naruto, who has like fell to the ground, and I think they can't sense his chakra anymore. And I really think Naruto is dead. I think that's it for him. I think he out of here. So
okay,
we'll see what happens
next month.
Yeah, next month. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So On the shows and movies.
Yeah, on the TV shows and movies. So
I think it was on Christmas Day we watched the Bridgertons.
not the Bridgertons. It's called Bridgerton.
Oh, Bridgerton. There's some people in there. They the Bridgertons.
Yeah, so we watched Bridgerton on Christmas Day because we weren't doing anything else because we were in the process of like moving and stuff, so we really didn't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
So we just watched Bridgerton all day, binged it. And it was a really good show. I would recommend y'all watch it if you haven't already. A few things I'll say about it is that number one, a beard can do a lot for a man. Okay.
You talking about oh boy?
Yes, because the main character, the Duke, or whatever his name is, of whatever,
the Duke of Wellington.
Oh my god, the Duke of Hastings, I believe. Whatever.
Hastings. It was Hastings.
The Duke of Hastings. He was in a couple of other things that I've actually seen very recently, and I didn't even blink twice at him. Like I didn't even realize that it was the same dude.
Yeah, he was in Sabrina.
No, he was not. Oh my gosh, AJ. Oh my god. But speaking of Sabrina, I forgot about that, so I'm gonna have to bring it up. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
So he was in Sylvie's Love, which is a movie on Amazon that I would recommend y'all watch. I enjoyed that movie. But yeah, so overall the show was really good. It was a few things that I had issue with. So like number one, like I really felt like the girl, the character, she was just really young. Like I don't think she was really young in real life, but she looked so young. And she looked so young compared to the Duke. And so like all their sex scenes and stuff was just kind of like, it was kind of strange to me. But
yeah.
I think she was meant to be that young because, like, back in the day, that's what they did.
Yeah, that's what they did. I wasn't gonna be the one that come out and say it, you know. I was gonna let you say it.
So, additionally, you know, Shonda has a tendency.
Oh Lord!
And then, so Shonda didn't write this show. This is just a Shonda Land show, but I don't think she was behind it.
Oh.
But just in shows that has, you know, Shonda Land shows, you know, there's just a lot of interracial love. You know, there's in Scandal you had Olivia and Fitz and Olivia and Jake.
Mm-hmm.
And in Shmurda you had Annalise and dang, what's his name?
Arnold.
Sam. Not Arnold. Annalise and Sam, and then you had Annalise and whatever that lady she was dating, or whatever. Anyway, so I really felt like.
Wait, what about Wes and what's the name?
Wes and Laurel. I forgot about that. Wes and Laurel, and you had dang, what was the other girl's name?
I don't know. I stopped watching it.
The black girl. She was dating Asher.
Carry on.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so I just would have preferred, because there was a black girl in Bridgerton. So I did appreciate the representation in Bridgerton. And there was a black girl in Bridgerton, and I really would have preferred if the black girl and the white girl, like the main white girl, I would have preferred if they had like switched roles, you know. That would have made the show like really good for me. In my personal opinion. You know, that's just what I wanted to see.
No, it made sense because of who she was, because she was black. I don't think the Bridgerton girl would have fit in that role because
she could have. The Bridgertons could have just been an interracial family.
They could have been, but remember the reason that black people were so accepted in society was because the king chose that queen. So what does that mean? Does that mean the Bridgertons got married before the king and queen? Then it wouldn't have made sense that all these black people, these black or interracial relationships were happening.
I don't think what you're saying makes sense because the king and queen were older anyway.
I know, but they didn't say that. They were talking about it like it just happened. Like, keep in mind, the queen's son, who she was there, and he was looking for a wife, or he wasn't looking for a wife, but he was just visiting.
That wasn't her son?
That wasn't. He was from Frankie, you're right.
Oh my gosh.
All right, that's on me. Well, they didn't have kids, did they?
No, they didn't have kids.
Okay.
But again, they were older because they had got married back when the Duke's before the Duke was born. Because that's why his family, like, that's how they got their like piece of I guess their estate.
Okay. And just disregard all of my arguments.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a slight spoiler here for Bridgerton. If you haven't watched it yet, you can skip ahead a few minutes. But
girl, I forgot to say before you spoil something. Old girl had a scene that was just powerful, very powerful scene.
That's true.
As an actress.
Okay, so
was she an orphan? She was an orphan.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think she just got sent away because yeah. All right, so spoiler alert for Bridgerton. I believe that the Duke's dad is not his biological dad. I believe they're going to explore that some more.
Of course.
Next season.
And we talked about that while we were watching it.
Yes, because that when Homegirl had that conversation with the lady, and she was talking about how she talked to the Duke's mom because she couldn't get pregnant, and she was like, "Well, you need good seed to get pregnant. Like, it's not your fault." And then as soon as she told her that she got pregnant, I think it was somebody else that she got pregnant by. Because I think that the Duke's like the dude that he knows as his father, I think he had bad sperm. Yeah. And then that's crazy because he was trash to him and he got a whole different dad.
Yep. But he didn't have an heir, so he was just out of luck. So, all right.
Yeah. All right.
Riverdale. This is a horrible show. Riverdale is a horrible show.
So Riverdale is something that I watch, kind of like a hate watch thing. It typically gets on my nerves, and the last season did not fail to get on my nerves. But I'll continue to watch it. That's all I have to say there. Friday Night Lights, I kind of hate watching that right now too.
So now we're on the Friday Night Lights,
Yes, I've been watching Friday Night Lights on Amazon Prime, and it's a show that I've always wanted to watch because it was recommended based off of One Tree Hill, which I enjoyed, and the soundtrack of the show was done by this band called Explosions in the Sky, which I really like, and like they were like the soundtrack to a lot of my study sessions in college. So, I enjoy that part of the show, but it's kind of a hate watch because all the characters just making dumb decisions, and I just be like, you could have avoided this whole thing if you had just done that. But it's a TV show, so what do you expect? I watched Lupin. On Netflix. That's a really good show, but I would just recommend if you're gonna watch the show, wait till part 2 comes out because it's only 5 episodes in part 1 and it's like a major cliffhanger. So you will be better off waiting until part 2 comes out so you can watch it all together.
Yeah.
Sabrina, the final season of Sabrina came out on Netflix. I watched that and I felt that it was rushed. Like I enjoyed it, but it felt rushed. The pacing seemed off. And I wish it hadn't ended like that, So spoiler alert, in the end, spoiler alert for Sabrina. Sabrina died at the end. And then Nick killed himself so he could be with her in the suite thereafter. And I don't know why the show was canceled to begin with, but it really just felt like they rushed that show, like they rushed that last season so they could kind of give some closure. Because I don't think they were expecting that to be their last season. And it was. And so it definitely felt rushed to me. The pacing, it was not one of my favorite seasons of theirs.
Okay.
Yeah, and then finally we watched the movie Soul on Disney Plus.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. We need some more representation in the journalistic space and in the movie critique space or the critic space. Because some of these takes by some of these people that just don't hit. Like they don't make sense. And then they mischaracterizing people's race and ethnicity. it's they just don't know. So we got to push for more black writers because sometimes they just don't know what they be talking about. That's all I say.
Yeah. I agree with that sentiment. Some people thought Soul was not good. I thought Soul was really good. I thought it really made me think about, you know, just my life in general. Like it really kind of made me question, like, wow, like all this time we're chasing our passions, but that's not really what makes our life like our life. That's not what makes us enjoy our life. It's the little things.
Yeah,
And if we don't stop to pay attention to the little things, we're gonna waste our life away.
yeah. And then I like the representation of jazz. And as someone that played an instrument, I do.
What instrument did you play, AJ?
Just appreciate.
What instrument?
I played things.
Oh,
Play things. I just appreciate the representation that jazz got.
why won't he tell us what instrument he played, Joe?
And the conversations between black people. It just felt natural, as opposed to what you see in other shows, in other movies and stuff.
So AJ,
yes,
what instrument did you play?
I played the trumpet, and I could also play the tuba.
I never heard about the tuba. This is news to me.
Yeah, so basically, for one, what was it? For one event, like we didn't have a tuba player, so I was just like, cool, we just ain't got one. But then my band teacher was just like, AJ, could you play the tuba? And I was cool with it because I didn't have to bring my trumpet to school. None of that. I just like showed up and my instrument was there. I didn't practice or nothing. So that was cool as hell. And I was actually pretty decent. And then once I went back to trumpet, like I became a better trumpet player.
Okay.
Because when I was the only tuba player, because we didn't have a tuba player, but then it just made me think about the makeup of the band different. Because you go into the bass part of the band, and then you gotta add the vibrato, like you gotta add the heaviness there, the lows, and then it just, I don't know, it just made me a better trumpet player.
All right, so you heard it here first. AJ played the trumpet and the tuba.
Yeah, I was a beast, low key.
Right, so the AJ was in high school. AJ did several things. Okay, AJ was a very well-rounded individual in high school.
How do you know?
Because you told me.
What did I play?
AJ, you played 3 sports. You was in the marching band.
I did marching band 1 year. I did enjoy the experience. That's one thing. I did enjoy being in marching band. Okay,
you was in the marching band. You played 3 sports, and I'm sure your academics were not terrible.
They were okay. So what I didn't like about marching band, it was the fact that we went to a white school. So we did like
Then we went down to Georgia.
Yes, we actually played that.
Y'all did Sweet Home Alabama?
No.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Yes. So we did that. We did that song, and then I just appreciate the competitions. We went to lower state, we went to state, we did all that. But it was certain points where I was just like, I was thinking, like, what if I would have went to a black high school?
So I'm about to ask you, if you had went to a black high school, do you think you would have did band for more than 1 year?
No, I wouldn't. I don't know. No, I was playing all the sports, so I don't know what type of competitions they did off season, like off marching band season. Because, like, it was certain points, like at football games, when I stopped playing marching band. No matter, I'll walk you through it. So, my first football game I went to, we played a black school, Allendale Fairfax High School in South Carolina. And bruh, they started playing the ESPN jump.
Hey. Hey, that's all the black schools play.
Hope. I had never heard that.
Oh,
I had never heard that. So I'm across the way. Do 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 do. And then the trumpets came in. Okay. No.
I can see that. I can see the dance line now.
I'm sitting up there. I'm bopping. I'm sitting there like, bro, that sound hard, bro. That sound hard. And I was just like, dang, why we can't play nothing like that? We over there playing, no disrespect, but we playing the horse. We playing We Will Rock You. We playing the fight songs for like Auburn University, Clemson, South Carolina. We playing all that stuff. And I'm just like, and then we was playing Louie, stuff like that. Wipeout, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there like, bro, why we can't play that? Why we can't play what they playing? It ain't even got to be much. Just the ESPN jump. Yeah, I think I missed out on that experience.
Okay, yeah, I went to a black high school, so I'm familiar. I am very familiar. So, since we're talking about high school experiences, so I was in chorus all 4 years of my high school.
Ooh.
And so the first year I was in like an all girls choir. I think that was the funnest for me because like we didn't have men to do like we didn't so it was called treble choir because we were all the songs we sang were on the treble clef.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have anybody to do like the bass clef. So anytime we had to actually like do like a lower part, like we got the alto twos got to do it. And I used to love that, yo. Hey, I used to love it. So then after that, like I graduated to concert choir, which was like the competition choir. Even though treble choir was competition choir too. So we competed with treble choir, and I think we won too. And then we competed with concert choir. We were really good. Like we were one of the best like singing schools in the district.
Okay.
So then after I was in concert choir, I graduated to I think I was in concert choir for 2 years. And then my senior year I was in vocal jazz, which is like the top tier chorus, like that's the highest chorus you can get into at that school. And so that's kind of like a show choir type thing. So we like kind of dance a little bit. We did like jazz type songs.
So Sister Act.
No. So we was going through my Facebook, and so you saw that picture we was posing with
Yeah.
I forgot her name. She's a singer.
Mary J. Blige.
No. I kind of want to say Andra Day, but that's not her.
Blue Cantrell.
Oh my god. Anyway, was posing with some R&B singer. I forgot her name at this point. Slipped my mind. Anyway, but yeah, so we used to do stuff like that. And we competed for that too. So I think, yeah, I enjoy vocal jazz too because I liked the jazz ensembles. Just some of the stuff that we did vocally for that was fun. It was fun. Yeah, and then I did gymnastics in high school until the team got cut because of budget cuts. Because if they're gonna cut something, it's gymnastics.
Yeah, and then you joined the gang.
Did not join the gang. I was in Scholastic Bowl. Did not join the gang. I joined Scholastic Bowl, and then I think I joined the anime club at one point. I had joined a lot of clubs. I was just trying to stay after school.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, but being part of chorus, that's the reason I bought up the chorus thing though, because we were kind of close with band. So we did stuff with the band. Like so when we did like our like shows, the band would play with the concert band, the orchestra. The orchestra would play for us sometimes arrangements, and then some of the people that were in band were in orchestra. And there was a lot of overlap between our practices and like stuff because we had to come in over the summer to practice and stuff like that. So yeah.
We had March in the sun. It was marching in like 90-degree weather.
Yeah, we were in the air conditioning. We saw the band people out there doing their dances and stuff like that, and marching, doing their high knees, and we were in the air conditioning, singing.
Yeah. Yeah, I went straight from 90-degree weather, marching around with a horn in my hand, to practicing in 90-degree weather. So I just was outside, basically. That's what I'm.
That's why you had that farmer's tan.
I did, and I still got it.
You
still
do.
got
You
it,
do.
man. Still got it.
You do. All right, so we've gone completely off the rails with this conversation.
You jumped off the rails.
But yeah, so that's gonna conclude our episode for this week. Again, we know it's a little unorthodox, but you know, this is a special episode. So we hope that you enjoyed it. We hope that you enjoyed the gameplay footage that's available with this episode. And we hope that you can forgive us for our long hiatus, but you know, life happens. So you know, if you would like to send us any emails, any angry emails about how you hate us so much for making you go a month without hearing our voices, no, don't do that. But if you want to send us any, you know, questions, comments, concerns, or if you want to have any topics you want us to talk about on the podcast, you can email us at
theblurrycouplepodcast@gmail.com.
If you would like to see what we're up to during the week, get any updates from us, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at
The Blurry Couple.
And as always, if you would you know, if you would like to listen to more of our episodes, we are available
everywhere except for SoundCloud.
Please be sure to like, rate, subscribe, and share. And until next time,
blur it out.
Blur it out.